the earth. From ancient creatures mentioned in sacred texts to monsters lurking in the shadows, these beings were never just legends. Some once walked the earth, while others might still be waiting, hidden in the darkness. Today, we explore creatures that straddle the line between myth and reality, beings whose stories refuse to fade, no matter how much time passes. So make sure to watch it till the end. Number 7. Hydra. In the wet, swampy lands of ancient Lerna in Greece, people spoke of a terrifying creature, a giant serpent with many heads, called the Hydra. It was no ordinary monster. If you cut off one of its heads, 2 more would grow back in its place. Its breath was said to be poisonous, its blood full of deadly venom, and its skin so tough that no sword could cut through it. Even the great hero Hercules had trouble fighting the Hydra. He had to burn the necks after cutting off each head, just to stop them from growing back. The story became one of the most famous myths in Greek history. But could the Hydra have been based on something real? Some scientists believe people may have found fossils of long-necked sea reptiles, like the plesiosaur, and imagined creatures with many heads. Others think giant eels or strange lake animals could have looked like a many-headed beast when they moved through the water. Interestingly, creatures like the Hydra appear in other cultures too, like the sea serpents of Norse legends or the dragons in Chinese stories. So maybe the Hydra wasn't just about strength. Maybe it was a warning that some monsters, no matter how many times you fight them, always return. And who knows, maybe it's still hiding in some forgotten swamp. Number 6. Vampire. In the quiet, foggy villages of Eastern Europe, people feared the night. They believed that something cold, pale, and thirsty for blood came out after dark, the vampire. These creatures were said to rise from their graves, drink the blood of the living, and disappear before the sun came up. To protect themselves, villagers used garlic, crosses, and wooden stakes. Some even said their dead family members returned, knocking on windows or standing outside doors, watching in silence. Fear spread quickly. Graves were dug up, and some bodies were staked or even burned just in case. Today, scientists believe many of these vampire stories started because of diseases. Illnesses like tuberculosis or porphyria made people look pale, sensitive to sunlight, and sometimes cough up blood. Back then, people didn't understand these conditions. Also, after death, a body can look strange, bloated, red around the mouth, making it seem like the dead had been feeding. But here's the strange part. Almost every part of the world has legends of blood-drinking spirits or shadowy creatures. From Asia to Africa to South America, the idea of the vampire appears again and again. Was it just fear and sickness? Or could a real predator once have walked among us? Maybe it still does. Number 5. Skinwalker. Across the windswept deserts of the American Southwest, the Navajo people spoke quietly, almost in fear, about the Skinwalker, a creature that could change shape into animals like wolves, coyotes, or even birds. These weren't just shapeshifters. They were witches, said to perform dark and twisted rituals. They were feared not only for their strange powers, but for the evil they were believed to carry in their hearts. Skinwalkers could do things no normal person could, like mimic voices perfectly, run faster than a car, and sneak into homes without making a sound. Some believed they wore the skins of the animals they became, while others said they were once human, but something dark took over them. Real stories of animal mutilations, strange footprints, and eerie, unexplained screams in the night have kept the Skinwalker legend alive. Some believe these stories are just about encounters with wolves or sick coyotes, while others think they were sparked by fear or even mental illness. Even scientists who've investigated places like Skinwalker Ranch, where strange things happen, often leave with more questions than answers. Are skinwalkers just old myths? Or are they warnings, telling us that something dark and hidden might live among us, waiting in the shadows? And if you ever hear your name whispered when no one's around, maybe it's not just the wind. Number 4. Amit. In the sun-scorched tombs of ancient Egypt, there was a creature feared not during life, but after death, the devourer of souls, Amit. She sat beside the scales of judgment, where the hearts of the dead were weighed. If the heart was heavy with sin, Amit would devour it, condemning the soul to eternity without peace. Amit wasn't just a monster in appearance. She was fearsome in her form. With the head of a crocodile, the body of a lion, and the back legs of a hippopotamus, she combined the 3 most terrifying animals in ancient Egypt. Amit's role wasn't just to scare, it was a warning. Live with honor or face the terrible consequences of your actions. Some scholars believe Amit was inspired by ancient fossil discoveries of strange creatures along the Nile or exaggerated stories of real animal attacks. Even today, her image carved into stone still sends a shiver down the spine of anyone who sees it. And though Amit's name may be ancient, some say she still waits, feeding on the souls of the lost, one at a time. Number 3. Zombie. In the sugarcane fields of Haiti, farmers whispered of something terrifying. The dead who returned not as ghosts, but as empty shells, walking the land without without thought or will. The word zombie came from Haitian Vodou, where it was believed dark magic could raise the dead and trap their souls, turning them into lifeless workers. The true fear wasn't just about death, it was about losing your freedom, becoming a puppet to someone else's control, never to think or feel again. But could this just be superstition? In the 1980s, a man named Clervius Narcisse came forward with a strange story. He claimed that he had died, been buried, and then returned years later. He said he had been turned into a zombie by a powerful magic powder. Scientists investigated and found a mix of dangerous toxins, including pufferfish venom, which can simulate death, slow the heart, and cause brain damage, possibly making a real zombie. But it doesn't end there. Many cultures have their own undead legends: China's Jiangshi, Europe's revenants, and Africa's walking spirits. Could these stories be based on something real that different societies experienced in their own ways? The idea of the dead rising may sound impossible, but in the right hands, death might just be a door, one that swings both ways. Number 2. Cthulhu. Beneath the crushing pressure of the deep Pacific Ocean, some say something ancient sleeps there, hidden in a sunken city called Relaya. A creature so massive, so strange, that just dreaming about it can drive people mad. Its name is Cthulhu. With the body of a man, wings like a dragon, and a giant octopus-like head, Cthulhu doesn't come from any single culture. Yet, similar sea gods appear in old legends, from Polynesia to Sumeria to Norse mythology. The name came from a horror story written by H.P. Lovecraft in 1928, but real-life sailor tales of sea monsters and massive squid may have sparked it. And there might have been a real creature behind it too, the Kronosaurus. This ancient marine reptile was over 30 feet long, with huge jaws and a terrifying look. If early people found its bones, it could have easily fed the myth. Some believe Cthulhu is not dead, just sleeping, and one day, it may rise again to cover the world in madness. In the 1990s, a deep-sea sound called the bloop was recorded. Scientists blamed ice. Others weren't so sure. Maybe Cthulhu was never just fiction. Maybe it's waiting in the dark. Number 1. Trolls. In the icy mountains and deep forests of Scandinavia, people spoke of giants with stone-like skin, wild hair, and glowing eyes, trolls. Some lived alone in caves, others in family groups under bridges or inside hills. But all shared one thing: they hated the sun. Legends said sunlight turned them into stone. Trolls were feared and respected. They could crush a man with one hand, throw boulders across valleys, and even curse those who disturbed them. Yet not all trolls were evil. Some were simply shy, curious, and kept to themselves, unless provoked. But where did this myth come from? Some believe trolls were inspired by the discovery of Neanderthal or Denisovan skulls, ancient human relatives who once lived in the same regions. With heavy brows, thick bones, and strange features, their remains may have seemed monstrous to early people. Massive stones scattered across the land were said to be thrown by trolls, or maybe left behind by glaciers. Even today, in parts of Norway and Iceland, people still build roads around troll rocks just in case. Trolls might just be legend, or a memory of a time when giants really did walk the earth.